Hello everyone. Today we're gonna talk about the period which was one of the most difficult in our country. So, are you interested? Of course, yes. The name of our topic is the cultural modernization of Soviet Union during the 1920 and the 1930 years. In the early years of Soviet power, the Kazakh inhabited lands underwent a major national territorial demarcation. The names, borders, and the capitals of their national autonomies changed numerous times. For instance, in the period from 1920 to 1929, the Kazakh saw three capitals: Orenburg, Kızılorda, and Almaty. Administrative and territorial stability come only in 1936, when the Kazakh Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic was officially withdrawn from Soviet Russia and elevated to a union republic within the USSR. Okay, now I wanna speak about how our Soviet Kazakh Union was formatted. Established on 26 August 1920, it was initially called Kyrgyz ASSR and was a part of Russian SFSR. On 15 and 19 April 1925, it was renamed Kazakh ASSR, and on 5th December 1936, it was elevated to the status of a union-level republic, Kazakh Soviet Socialistic Republic. Now we will talk about the political and the social life in Kazakhstan in 1920 and the 1930s. The most significant events decree about the formation of Kazakh Autonomous Soviet Socialistic Republic. Later, the meeting of Soviets of Kazakh SSR was held, where the controllers were elected and the Declaration of Rights of Workers was accepted.
1921 Decree about the order of use of Kazakh and Russian languages. 1922 Formation of USSR. 1924 Death of Lenin. 1925 and 29 the capital that was changed to Kızılorda. 1922 1953 Stalin's governing that was accompanied by numerous repressions, the strengthening of totalitarian system. 1937 1938 massive repressions, creation of Gulag, liquidation of illiteracy and education. What about famines? The most significant factors that shaped the ethnic composition of the population of Kazakhstan were the 1920s and the 1930s famines. According to different estimates of the effects of the Kazakh famine of 1930-1933, up to 40% of Kazakhs either died of starvation or fled the territory. Official government census data report the contraction of Kazakh population from 3.6 million in 1926 to 2.3 million in 1939. On 19 February 1925, Philip Goloshakin was appointed as first secretary of the Communist Party in the newly created Kazakh Autonomous Socialist Soviet Republic. From 1925 to 1933, he ran the Kazakh ASSR with virtually no outside interference. He played a prominent part in the construction of the Turkestan-Siberia Railway, which was constructed to open up Kazakhstan's mineral wells.
In 1937, the first major deportation of an ethnic group in the Soviet Union began, the removal of the Korean population from the Russian Far East to Kazakhstan. Over 170,000 people were forcibly relocated. As a result of the collectivization policy first by Stalin, more than 2 million peasants were deported, of which 1,800,000 were only in between 1930s and 1931. 6 million died of starvation and hundreds of thousands in exile. According to other sources, only in between 1930s and 1933, from 7.2 to 10.8 million people died from repression, famine, and epidemics caused by collectivization. The policy caused a lot of uprisings among the population. In March 1930s alone, the OGPU counted 6,500 mass demonstrations, of which 800 were suppressed with the use of weapons. Overall, during 1930s, about 2.5 million peasants took part in 14,000 uprisings against the Soviet policy of collectivization.